All right, welcome back to the final round of Season 4 of the League. We're here with Division 1. We will be having only one feature race for this final round, no sprint races. We'll be going through a 10-minute qualifying session in a few minutes, and the race will be 45 laps around Road Atlanta. Let's first dive into our championship standings at the moment. So in Division 1, we've got Willie from Team.com leading the championship with 154 points. Willie will have to finish, I believe, 9th or above to guarantee his championship winnings, or his championship win. I think if Dutra gets first place and fastest lap and Willie gets 9th place, I think Dutra will be able to take it. So it's still possible. It's not over till it's over. Dutra has a chance still to win the championship, albeit it's a little thin, but anything can happen in racing, and sometimes that anything is just enough to cause a huge drama or huge incident or crazy luck. So we'll see what happens. We'll see this all unfold very, very shortly. Beto in 3rd place with 111 points. Right now on the podium, Toasty with 104, so Beto will have to do everything he can to maintain that third place in the championships. Anthony Colazzo in 5th place with 97 points. Jay Silva in 6th place with 89. Azazel, his arch nemesis, in 7th place with 85 points. They're currently the legendary rivalry of LRC. Azazel and Silva have a long history of going to war, so this will be all about bragging rights between those two. Still, anyone can take that mini championship going on between the two. Harmsway in 8th place, 32 Nasty in 9th, S. Walker 10th, Ryder in 11th, Sir Hames 12th, D-Jax 13th. We got a few reserve drivers from 14th to 18th for Gold Stoles, Lugi, Goran, D. Slov. Thank you all for being reserve drivers. You all have been very, very helpful this season, filling in for teams that needed help in the last minute. Zukost in 19th for Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing with 16 points. Arya in 20th. Tequila Monkey and Dinosaur in 21 and 22nd. Let's take a look at the Division 1 team standings. We've got Team.com with 207 points pulling away with the championship. Massive Impact Racing with 192 points. Only 1 point ahead of Rexy Racing. Maelstrom Motorsports with 184 points. In 4th place, Jolly Green Giants 5th. Bahamut Venom only 5 points behind JGG in 6th place, and then we got Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing in 7th with 151. In the overall team standings, this is the big thing. This is what we all strive to win here at LRC, and this is the aggregation of your points across both divisions. So this puts all of our drivers across divisions on the same team, and this is what the big championship is for. Excuse me. So Team.com in the lead with 322 points, a solid lead over Bahamut Venom with 297. Massive Impact Racing in 3rd, Rexy Racing in 4th place, Jolly Green Giants 5th, Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing 6th, and Maelstrom Motorsports in 7th. So Dinosaur has given us the 30-second warning. We'll get started with qualifying very shortly. I think we've got a few substitutions today. So we have, let's see here, we have Vergold filling in for the Team.com driver S. Walker. So Vergold will be filling in for S. Walker. And then we got Arya filling in for Zukost for Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing. And I think that is it for our substitutions today. Everyone else from the original roster will be racing for their teams. And we'll get started with qualifying in just a few seconds. We got the Beto fan club in the chat right now. If you're watching and you're spectating, definitely let us know who you're rooting for. Definitely let us know who you're not rooting for. So the storylines to watch out for today is, can Willie take home the championship? He's so close. He's got one hand on the trophy and just needs to consistently bring it home. Dutra will be looking to do all he can today to take home the championship as well. So Dutra will need to finish first place to maximize his chances, as well as take home the fastest lap of the race. And then we got Toasty right now and Beto in a tight championship battle for that final podium position, that third place position. So Beto will be doing all he can to maximize his points to not fall into third place. We're currently on board with Toasty, who takes us through the opening hot lap of the session. Takes a smooth right-hander over turn 3, that blind right-hand turn. Very difficult corner. Down through the S's with a lot of speed. Heavy braking, but a quick liftoff to get that exit on turn 5. Toasty keeping it nice and tidy on the exit there. Not letting the car slide too much out of exit turn 5 and exceed track limits on the right hand side of the track. It's very easy to do, but very costly in terms of time. Heavy braking into the turn 10 chicane. Turns 10A and 10B. Nice and smooth through turns 11 and 12. So Toasty puts in a 24.9, not the fastest lap. Beto, I guess a lot of people are going through and putting in a faster time. So Willie takes provisional pole position with a 123.944. Beto is currently slotted in to start second place. Our drivers are just warming up, so these times surely will be beaten further down the session. Or maybe not. Sometimes drivers can put an insanely good lap on the first hot lap, but usually that's not the case. And as you go around the track, you can burn off some fuel, so lighten the load on your car, which gives you about a tenth or so, depending on how much fuel you burn. Currently riding on board with Beto at the moment. The racing soft tires not lasting very long at all during the session. We'll likely see a few drivers come in for the pits and change their tires. Azazel dives in. So Beto will try to do a hot lap with 3-lap old tires. Goes a little wide there at the exit of turn 3, but keeps it nice and clean. Dutra sets a personal best, jumps up into 2nd place. Djax as well sets a personal best. Looks like he doesn't jump up into position. Look at those hot, glowing brakes into the braking zone of turn 10. Glowing like crazy. So Beto decides to abort his lap, dive into the pits, and change the tires out. So Anthony Colazo starts a hot lap for the Jolly Green Giants. Nixon securing a win for the Jolly Green Giants just earlier in Division 2. They'll be looking to maximize their points this weekend. Not this weekend, this round, I should say. Sir Haim sets a new personal best, a 128.288. It is unknown whether or not he moved up in position. We don't have that info yet. I love seeing those brake discs glow red hot as they enter that braking zone. Turn 10, it's so cool to see in GT7, especially at night. The effect is super cool. All right, so Anthony Colazo improves, but does not jump in position. Still behind for Gould, who is sitting in 5th place, but not comfortably. Silva is currently sitting in 4th place. Silva's had a pretty decently solid season so far. Although his season has been kind of peppered with inconsistency. Silva ended up winning the round 2 feature race, but has yet to finish on the podium since then. So, spark of brilliance by Silva that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe he'll be able to pull out something today in the final round of the league. His championship rival, Azazel, is sitting in 12th place at the moment. Azazel will be looking to fight Silva as much as he can. We'll see where Azazel ends up with his hot lap. And isn't able to improve, so Azazel there finding some trouble. Having some trouble finding some pace, finding time. It's looking good for Silva right now in their 1-to-1 battle. 32 Nasty PSVR, currently in 10th, in the 10th starting position. .32 Nasty has some pretty consistent results Starting from round 2, the first round was a little bit rough. Since then, he's finished 4th in round 2, 6th in round 4, and then 9th in round 5, so not too bad. So our drivers will be crossing the line. And looks like Toasty won't improve. Harm's Way won't improve. Beto is finished. Let's see if there's anyone else on their hot lap. So Dutra right now, with a lot of damage, will not be able to improve either. So our grid is set for the race. And what a grid it is. There's a lot of storylines here. So Toasty, starting in 7th place, is fighting for that final 3rd position in the championship. Will have to beat Beto to do it. Dutra right now in a good position to be behind Willie. Let's take a look at the provisional starting results. So Willie with pole position with a 123.9. Currently in the championship lead. Dutra right now fighting for the championship. Needs to do all he can to win. He needs a little bit of luck on his side too in order to win. So Dutra will be doing his best. Beto starts 3rd alongside Jay Silva. Jay Silva having a pretty good qualifying result. For gold, and Anthony Colazzo on the 3rd row. Toasty in Harm's Way, 7th and 8th. Arya in 9th, Ryder in 10th. In the 6th row, we got 32 Nasty PSVR, Azazel, and then Sir Hames and Djax. So we'll take a short break. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. All the drivers here have everything to play for, everything to fight for. Once again, the team championship is extremely tight. So we'll see where this puts everything. By the end of this race. So let's take a look at the championship standings now. I think Dinosaur has updated them. So this is the provisional standings for the all divisions at the moment. So Nixon has secured the Drivers' Championship title with 100 points. Ads ended up in 2nd. KG in 3rd place. So congratulations to you guys. Cecil Turtle in 4th place. Kip Dunkel in 5th. Team.com. Dinosaur ended up in 6th. Bishop in 7th. Trackhead in 8th. let's take a look at the Division 2 Team Championship. So Bahamut Venom barely got out and barely ended up winning. Team.com had a solid performance in Division 2 today, and I had thought that they would maybe win the Division 2 Team Championship, but they just missed out and ended up in second with just 4 points behind Bahamut Venom. So congratulations to Bahamut Venom for taking Division 2 Team Championship. You guys deserve it. Team.com in second. You guys had a lot of momentum in the last few rounds of the league. If there were another round, I think you guys would have gotten the championship. So hats off to you. Jolly Green Giants, solid third. Penalty Hunters, Oracle Racing fourth. Massive Impact fifth. Rexy Racing sixth. And then Maelstrom Motorsports seventh. And then let's take a look at the updated overall provisional results. So Team.com pulls ahead with 350 points. And then we have second, Bahamut Venom with a 311. Massive Impact Racing 306. And look at this tight battle between fourth, fifth, and sixth. Or sorry, fourth and fifth. Just 1 point separating Rexy Racing and Jolly Green Giants. Penalty Hunters, Oracle Racing in sixth. And then Maelstrom Motorsports in seventh place. If you're just joining us, we are LRC. Stands for Learners Racing Collective. Definitely check us out. Join our Discord. The link is pinned in Twitch chat. This is the final round of Season 4. We do about 3 seasons per year. Each season lasts about 7 to 8 weeks long. And then we have a 2-month break in between to do a bunch of one-off events, low committal type stuff, experiment, and just have fun, build the community more, focus on, community recruiting. But if you're interested in joining us, definitely click that link, and then you can get racing with us right away. We prioritize clean racing and sportsmanship and collaboration amongst above all things. So if you're looking for a community that is supportive and helpful and put each other before ourselves off the track, but not necessarily on the track, definitely check us out. So Dinosaur has given us the 30-second warning. We're going to get started in just a few seconds. We'll start the procedure and then we'll jump into the racetrack. Good luck to everyone racing. It's been a extremely not long season, but extremely eventful season. It's been close all season long. The battles have been great. The racing has been absolutely amazing. The car has been awesome. So what a way to conclude Season 4. So here we are at the grid, the starting grid. We got Willie on the front row, Dutra on the outside. I would say it's kind of a disadvantage to start on the outside. He has to get a good run on Willie to even make a pass. And we're off. So Willie gets a decent start. Dutra also gets a pretty decent start. Enough to prevent Beto from taking the inside. We got Jay Silva in fourth. Looks like Dutra is looking to potentially make a move on the outside. No, he takes the peak, but he gets a wheel on the grass and he loses control. Oh, he doesn't lose control. He stays on the track. Oh my goodness, Dutra there. But he lost 2 places. So unfortunate start by Dutra there, trying to force the issue and making an overtake on Willie. And he'll now have to pass 2 cars to get back into the position he was in earlier. And now it looks like a bunch of other cars will pick up positions. It looks like Dutra, Vergould, and Anthony Colazo might pick up some penalties. That allows Toasty to swing on through, taking a position. And now Dutra has picked up a half a second penalty. It's not looking good. Dutra's race is looking like it's unraveling. It's coming undone as this first lap unfolds. Losing half a second on the straight in this field right now is just not great. He drops down into 6th, 7th, 8th position. Now Dutra has a mountain to climb, and Willie just needs to be consistent and safe to bring home the win. There's a lot of contact coming out of turn 10. They go 3 wide through turns 11 and 12. Oh my God, there's no contact. Anthony Colazo backs out just a little bit. Vergould wins out on that exchange. Anthony Colazo loses a little bit of grip as well. It allows Sir Hames to come through in turn 1. Some crazy action going on right now. Some bumping and some door banging, but nothing egregious. Arya right now on the tail of Anthony Colazo, going down through the S's into turn 5. Turn 5 being an extremely difficult position to make a pass, but pretty good to set up a pass going into turn 6. So Arya takes a look down the inside of Anthony Colazo. Will he make the braking late enough to justify space there? He doesn't. Arya will actually pick up a 1.5 second penalty for cutting the corner there, surprisingly. So interesting penalty. I haven't seen that one before. Dutra looking to make a move on Vergould. Vergould takes the center of the track. Nope, doesn't. Goes back out on the side and doesn't really fight with Dutra much going into the braking zone, but will keep his nose in. Dutra on the outside has to force the issue, and now Vergould is fighting back and taking that position going through turns 11 and 12. And that allows Sir Hames to come through and take a position. Now Dutra is furious. Dutra defending against Anthony Colazo. So now Dutra is fighting himself in a mid-pack battle at the moment. This is the worst case scenario for Dutra. But Beto has picked up a 1 second penalty and has somehow got ahead of Willie. I don't know what happened to Willie. Maybe Willie picked up a penalty in the last lap, but Willie now has a 1.5 second penalty. So this is looking good for Silva. So Silva right now behind Beto and Willie, and both of them have penalties right now. Pretty severe penalties, actually. So Silva right now looking pretty good. Toasty looking pretty good as well. I don't know if Toasty will have the enough time to catch up with them based on their penalties, but Willie is going to be slowing down quite a bit. We'll see if Toasty is able to catch up and make the overtake going into turn 10A and 10B. Willie defends on the inside and will go deep into the B section of turn 10. Toasty gets a good exit, but not enough to make a pass into turn 11 and 12. A look at that, and Silva has made his way past Beto. So Silva now has the lead. thanks to just simply not having penalty positions, or sorry, time penalties for cutting corners. So further down, Dutra is still fighting for that 8th position, fighting in that 8th position right now, looking to make overtakes. And he's just not able to make the pass. He can't get alongside the cars ahead of. He can't get alongside the cars ahead of him to justify the space. It's brutal. Like he's like in a slipstream train, and isn't able to get a good exit. And now Toasty has fallen back. So Toasty's fallen back to 7th place. He was in 4th earlier, and now he's fallen back. So I think he must have picked up a penalty on the straight, and now he is in front of Dutra. Harm's way up ahead, defending against Vergould, and defending successfully, but getting a tire on the dirt out of exit 10B. Vergould now has quite a run up on him. Harm's way takes the inside line to defend going into turn 1. And he goes deep. Vergould looks for an over-under, but is not necessarily successful. Had a little bit of a run going into turn 3, but not enough to justify space for a pass. Now we got Beto and Silva fighting for position, and Willie not too far behind. So if Beto and Silva continue to fight, they will lose out on time for sure. So Beto takes the inside, Silva defends, or sorry, Beto takes the outside, Silva defends on the inside. Beto trying to take the over-under and sneak his nose into the inside of Silva, but will not be successful. And while both of them fight, they will be losing time to Willie, who's currently sitting in 3rd place, only a second behind the 2 in front. Beto now on the inside, now going into turn 10. He's got quite the run on Silva and will be able to make the overtake if Silva concedes the position. And Silva does, so Silva allows Beto to go through and picks up a 1.5 second penalty in the process. So the American stewards here on track at Atlanta, very, very unforgiving for our drivers. They are cranky. They've been up all day and they have to stay up for this race all night. They are not happy with our drivers. So Dutra and Toasty now fighting with each other. Dutra ahead of Toasty and finding himself alongside Anthony Collazo going down to the S's towards turn 5. A very difficult position to make an overtake. But Toasty has to defend on the inside line, and Anthony Collazo with the over-under out of turn 5, making the overtake on Toasty. Very, very, very nice move by Anthony Collazo. So Silva picks up his penalty and will drop into 5th place, it looks like. Maybe even further. Sir Hames getting alongside Silva into the braking zone of turn 10, but does not do enough to justify an overtake. And Dutra still in 7th place, so Dutra not able to climb up the positions. And as he races, his chances of the championship win are slipping away lap by lap. So Beto right now in 1st place, driving the wheels off that Mellestrom Motorsports car, doing everything he can to win this race and keep that 3rd place in the championship standings. But Beto is also on the medium tires, so Beto is currently running racing mediums. Willie is running the hard compound tires, as is Harm's Way and Vergold. Silva as well, and Dutra. So Beto's the only person who's running the mediums at the moment. Sir Hams picked up a half a second penalty. He'll serve it just now and will ghost behind the cars ahead of him. So Toasty's able to get by. Toasty fighting with Arya coming down the braking zone of turn 10. That compression there allowing you to brake extremely hard into the zone before the turn. Dutra right now trying to make his way around Silva. This section of the track particularly difficult to pass, or even let alone get alongside someone. Dutra gets a wheel on the grass, 2 wheels on the grass, and loses a little bit of control, loses a little bit of time, but he's able to make the pass. But now Silva has a slipstream going down the back straight and will be able to take advantage of that. So Dutra staying on the inside, and looks like Silva gave him a little bit of a bump there for a bump draft. So Silva looking to work together with Dutra to catch up with the rest of the pack. Harm's Way in 3rd place with a solid race so far. So 32 Nasty PSVR took a pit stop and is now in last place, but has a new set of hard tires and 3/4 of a, maybe 2/3 of a full tank of gas. So 32 Nasty on an alternate strategy of some sort. I wonder if he took the mediums like Beto has. Beto right now with a decent amounts of tire left in that front left, but he's not making that much time off of Willie on the racing hard tires, so he has to really push it in order to get an advantage. But that front left and the full weight of the car with all that fuel is not something that would be conducive to tire management. So somehow Dutra has fallen behind Silva and Anthony Collazo. And you see Silva there rejoining the track, and Dutra bumping his rear a little bit as he was rejoining. Toasty leaving Arya a generous amount of space on the inside as they make their way around turn 7. Look at this. We got Dutra and Silva side by side in the turn 10, and Sir Hames joins in the party and makes an overtake on Toasty on the inside there, coming out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. I don't think Toasty saw that coming. And they go side by side together through turn 12. And Sir Hames picks up that position. And now Arya has the speed going into turn 1. And goes too deep, unfortunately, losing the position to Toasty and Ryder actually now. Man, where did Sir Hames come from and on that turn? Here, let's take a look at that replay. Oh my god, he's even behind Arya. So he just comes from downtown. Look at that. He goes side by side with Toasty as Toasty gets caught up behind Silva and Dutra and just slides right on through. Wow. Yeah, Sir Hames sent that, and it was a fairly clean move still, so he got alongside Toasty there in the braking zone even before they started turning. I think Toasty ended up just getting caught up behind Silva and Dutra going into the braking zone. So Sir Hames did a really good job of taking advantage of that moment. I don't know. We can take a look at that. We can take a look at that that overtake again. Man, that was so far back. Look at that. Yeah, and he just dives in before the turning even starts. Wow. So Silva has conceded a position again to Dutra once again. And Dutra kind of goes deep and Silva follows. And now Sir Hames has a chance to pass Silva coming down the front straight. But he does not have the speed to do it. Oh no, and looks like there was an incident there, so Sir Hames. And this actually might be a safety car, so Sir Hames picks up damage and got bumped up by Toasty as he tried to maintain control of the car through turn 1. So far, nothing has been called. And I don't believe anything will, so we'll continue racing. It seems for now, Harm's Way in second place. Harm's Way now splitting off to dive into the pits. Oh, and he got a line there on the pit lane entrance. I don't know if that will be a penalty or not. We'll see when he comes back out. Anthony Colazzo currently sitting in 4th place. So Willie now with the net lead. We'll see if Willie can run away with it once again. Willie has been super consistent all season long. Has finished on the podium for every single feature race. We'll be looking to do the same tonight. I'm actually a little surprised that that wasn't going to be a safety car. Excuse me. Alright, I'm back. And we had quite a lot of action actually while I was eating dinner. Saw some great action between Toasty and Harm's Way and Vergold as well. Vergold making some great passes, Toasty defending as much as he could. We got this nice battle between Arya and Ryder, both of them struggling on tires quite a bit. Arya struggling more so than Ryder, and they're both sliding everywhere on track. They're barely keeping it together. Ryder getting the run down to turn 5 and isn't able to get alongside Arya until the turn 6 and 7. Ryder making a convincing pass out of the exit of turn 7. Arya has no tire left on that front left. But Arya will have the slipstream and have an opportunity to get alongside Ryder coming down into turn 10. Arya opts to take the outside line. And Ryder will defend going into turn 10. Both of them with 0 tires left to go side by side and leave each other space going out of the turn. And Ryder with more traction there on the outside will take the position, and Arya will peel off into the pits. Or no, Arya won't peel off the pits. Arya will stay out. Okay, so Arya will go around the track one more time, and will hopefully pray that front left will stay alive. Look at that, just struggling so much in turn 1. A fast right-hander that just absolutely destroys her tires. So Anthony Collazo and Dutra right now in a battle as well. They look like they're on a very similar strategy. Dutra has a lot less fuel though. Let's see here, Vergold in Harm's Way. Nice battle for 4th position. So Harm's Way has significantly newer tires than Vergold, so Harm's Way will have an advantage in these few next laps as they head into their next round of pit stops. Both coming up on traffic, so Sir Hames ahead of them. They'll both have to make their way around Sir Hames cleanly, so Sir Hames is not obliged, not required to get out of the way, and that's just the traditional blue flag rules here, the Formula One blue flag rules being the exception to the rule for most racing. So Vergold now struggling to find his way around Sir Hames, and Harm's Way now will be able to get a good exit coming out of turn 7, but doesn't get enough room to be able to get alongside Vergold on the exit, and bumps him and now has to stay behind. And now they're sort of in a slipstream train, and this could end up in a potential 3-wide scenario. So Harm's Way lightly backs off the accelerator. Vergold goes side by side with Sir Hames into turn 10. Harm's Way there thinking about taking the inside, but deciding against it. So Vergold did a good job getting around Sir Hames, putting Sir Hames' car between him and Harm's Way, giving him a little bit of breathing room. And now Anthony Colazzo hunting down Dutra for second place. Dutra in trouble at the moment. Anthony Colazzo has the slipstream. Anthony Colazzo decides to give him a little bit of a bump. Maybe he's trying to work it together with Dutra to get themselves ahead of Willie. So Willie's actually not that far ahead. It looks like Willie dives into the pits. Dutra dives into the pits as well. So Willie is currently refueling. Anthony Colazzo will be able to make the jump on Dutra in the pits, most likely. So Dutra right now refueling, and Anthony Colazzo has more fuel than Dutra. So he'll be able to leave the pits faster and earlier than Dutra. So there he goes. Dutra goes as well. So Dutra will likely rejoin just behind Anthony Colazzo, and then Colazzo will have to defend for his life for 11 laps. So Azazel make the way around the pits. And look at that, there's maybe a 5, no, it looks like, it says 2 second. Yeah, 2 seconds deficit that Dutra has behind Anthony Colazzo. So great job there by Anthony Colazzo and their pit crew and the strategy team. So in the battle between Vergold and Harm's Way, Vergold has the advantage. Vergold has a quarter of a tank in the car. Will be able to leave the pits faster than Harm's Way. Willie is already making his way past the pit lane. So Willie with a commanding lead at the moment. And then Beto right now passing through the pit lane as well as his Anthony Colazzo. So we got Anthony Colazzo on mediums in third place, Beto on hards in second, and then we got Willie on mediums in first. So it'll be interesting to see if Beto's pace in the last 10 laps of this race can withstand the mediums of Anthony Colazzo Yeah, if Anthony Collazo can pace half a second faster than Beto, he'll be able to catch up by the last lap. And now Dutra has lost a little bit of time to Anthony Collazo in this lap, in the last couple of laps. We got Silva right now with the Racing Hards, half a tank of gas, good to go to the end of the race. Vergould, Harm's Way. All that work that Harm's Way did to pass Vergould now has to do it again on track. Toasty currently sitting in 8th place, ready to go to the end of the race. Djax will likely have to make another pit stop. Ryder also ready to go to the end of the race. Zazel as well. Aria in 12th place. 32 Nasty PSVR in 13th, and then Sir Hames in last place. So Silva right now in a commanding lead over Azazel. Azazel will need a lot of luck and a lot of help to come back in their 1v1 rivalry. We'll expect to see a ton of trash talking from Jay Silva once this race is over. A little bit of contact between Vergould and Silva out of turn 7. Vergould coming in a little hot on the turn and runs into Silva's rear right tire. But all is good. Vergould backs off and all is good. That little incident there, though, has given Harm's Way a chance to close the distance. And now he's only less than 3 seconds away from the pair. gets a run on Silva. They go to side by side down into the braking zone of turn 10. Hard braking into turn A. They get a side by side. Oh, Silva squeezes out for Gould, but they're still side by side, and through goes Harm's Way to get that 5th place position. Oh my God, that was like 32 nasty PSVR at the Schumacher S's last week. Oh my goodness. Very epic. I think I caught that on replay. Let's take a look in just a bit. So Harm's Way sets up the move. Silva and Vergold go side by side. This is exactly like, oh my God, look at that. And he cuts in. Beautiful move by Harm's Way. Great exit. Overtakes them both. Classic move. Very well done. Very, very well done. So Anthony Collazo has caught up to Beto, and now Beto will be fighting for his life. Beto is on the hard compound tires. Anthony Collazo is on the mediums, so Beto will do everything he can to make Anthony Collazo wear out his tires as much as possible in the closing 4 laps of the race. You can see Beto there struggling just a little bit with those hard compound tires, and Anthony Collazo getting the better exit out of turn 5. Beto defends into turn 6, takes the inside line. Anthony Collazo looking to do an over-under, perhaps into turn 7. Isn't enough to make it work, but he has the slipstream going down the back straight and will have a passing opportunity into turn 10. Beto will look to defend on the inside, giving no space on the inside there. And they'll go side by side down into the braking zone. Maybe Anthony might get enough of a lead going into the braking zone, and Beto will do his best to outbrake him, but he brakes super deep. And Anthony Collazo can't do anything about it, so Anthony will not be able to make the overtake on Beto just yet. Beto defending his position quite well. Takes the inside again out of turn 12, but this time Anthony Collazo is able to get the under out the exit of turn 12, but he has the inside of turn 1, which is not super ideal, but he makes it stick. He makes the pass stick. Anthony Collazo takes the position away from Beto, and there's not much Beto can do from there. Now the question is, will Anthony Collazo be able to keep his mediums managed until the end of the race? So there's still 3 laps left. The advantage can swing back the other way if Anthony Collazo is not too careful with those tires. Harm's Way now has track position over Vergold, and it looks like they're on the same strategy with very similar tire wear, very similar pace. So this is a straight shot battle to the end. Harm's Way able to sneak by in that move around the last couple of corners a couple laps ago, and Harm's Way will be able to defend the position in the final lap. So I think he otherwise wouldn't have been able to get around Vergold if that weren't the case. So we're on the final lap here. Willie is making his way past turns 6 and 7 for the last time. We're going to keep a close eye on this battle between Harm's Way and Vergold as the race comes to a conclusion. So Team.com and Willie, their team captain, has been solid all season long. He breaks into turns 10A and 10B. Consistent and solid by Willie, winning this race after losing it to Dutra twice in the last 2 rounds. Absolutely mega drive by Willie. Congratulations to Willie. Anthony Collazo with an epic drive, an epic pass around Beto. And Beto with also an epic drive as well. Dutra also had a very difficult start to his race. And then Harm's Way making that epic pass on Vergold and Silva comes home to take it in 5th. Vergold in 6th, Toasty in 7th. Let's see, Silva comes through the finish line in 8th place. Sir Hames 14th, a lap down. Ryder brakes hard into turns 10A and B. Had a pretty tight battle with Arya for the last couple of laps to take 9th place. Arya takes 10th place. Azazel will bring it home in 11th. Djax in 13th. And then we got 32 Nasty PSVR in 13th. Sorry, Djax in 12th. 32 Nasty PSVR in 13th. And Sir Hames in 14th. What an epic way to conclude Season 4, guys. Absolutely amazing race. Let's take a look at the results one more time. And I think as we do this, Dinosaur will update the results. So we'll see the provisional championship results before we end the broadcast. So Willie wins again. Excuse me. Willie takes it home, wins the last race of the season, and takes home the Drivers' Championship for Division 1. Epic result by Willie. Super consistent all season long. Anthony Collazo with a 2nd place finish. Epic race between him and Beto. The entire race, actually. Anthony Collazo had a good pass on Beto into the closing laps of the race. Beto, 3rd place. Very good run by Beto today. Dutra in 4th place with the fastest lap, a 1:24.634. Harm's Way, I think probably the driver of the day, with that epic pass on Vergold and Silva at turns 10A and B. Vergold finishes in 6th place, Toasty in 7th, Jay Silva in 8th place. Ryder in 9th, Arya in 10th. We got Azazel finishing in 11th, Djax in 12th, 32 Nasty PSVR in 13th, and Sir Hames in 14th. So let's stick around for a bit. We'll see if Dinosaur updates the results. I'll get a confirmation from him. And then we can go over the provisional championship results. And they will be provisional since penalties can affect finishing positions. So we say it's provisional in the event that we do apply any penalties or potential disqualifications before we actually announce the results. and then once we review all incidents and penalties are issued, that's when the official results are announced. But by that time, it's already a couple days after the last race. So we'll just wait for the provisional championship results. We'll go over them, and then we will put an end to our season 4 of the league. It's been an epic season. We had amazing races all season long. Yeah, like we started the season with Watkins, a preseason race at Watkins Glen, one at Brands Hatch. Both were absolutely fun. And then we opened up the first round at Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca always super challenging, but the racing there was absolutely epic for the first round. Then we went to Mount Panorama for round 2. Again, lots of action, lots of good racing. Fuji also had amazing racing as well. I think that was my favorite race of the season. There were like, I can't even remember how many overtakes there were, especially around Sector 3 of Fuji. It was such a close race all the way down to the end. I can't remember who won that. Let's see. Division 1 results for Fuji. Yeah, Dutra ended up winning that one. I remember now. Dutra won Fuji. In like the closing laps, it was like a last lap battle with Willie for Dutra to take the win at Fuji. So Fuji was definitely a highlight for me in the season. And then Willow Springs was like the dark horse track of the season. It was absolutely chaotic. A lot of incidents, a lot of collisions, a lot of penalties there. But still, the racing was really good. And then finally, Nürburgring, Germany, a lot of good racing there as well. Nürburgring, we had the threat of rain in the season, but we didn't actually see any. And same with Fuji, actually. We saw a little bit of rain during one of the qualifying sessions, I think, but nothing too egregious, nothing too bad. And finally, here at Road Atlanta, the night race, a way to conclude all of the great racing that happened today, or this season, the past 8 weeks. So absolutely amazing couple weeks. Next week, we're going to have a postseason race at the Daytona Road Course, and that will be open to anyone who wants to join. So if you've been watching and you've been wanting to get involved and race with us, definitely check out our Discord server. That's where we announce all of our events and schedule our events. That's where you can RSVP to them. And then that's also where we just post highlights, and then I'll post typically the stream replays as well on there on YouTube. So Stoll says, great season. Congrats to all. Thanks for the great entertainment. Thanks, Walker and Dino, for all that you do to make this happen. Thank you so much, Stolls. Really appreciate you watching and participating as a reserve driver. So again, we're waiting for the official provisional results. I wish I had like a highlight reel of all the best moments of the season. I think this car was really great actually for this season. A lot of close racing. Following cars closely isn't too difficult with this Viper. It's like a fun car. It responds quite well next to other cars. The suspension feels pretty decent. Not like too difficult to drive either. I had a lot of fun with it when we did our preseason races, so it'd be exciting to see what we do for season 5. I know for a fact that when that new formula car comes out, I think it was the FV, like 3500 or something like that, 3500V. I think we'll do a couple of events with that car specifically. And in the off season, we'll run endurance races, one-off endurance races, multi-class stuff. I'll typically run a weekly academy practice that focuses on racecraft or other concepts of racing, like managing fuel, managing tires, race strategy, passing, defending. So if you're interested in learning more and improving your skills on track and getting comfortable racing alongside with others, or getting comfortable racing in an official league, definitely look forward to those. And then we also have a core group of people at LRC that are getting into ACC, and ACC is always fun. It's always fun to do both. We're making it easy for our GT7 drivers to jump back and forth between the two, learn the ins and outs of ACC. It's been on sale quite a bit in the past couple of months. It's pretty cheap to pick up the game and the DLC, so I would highly recommend that if you have the extra cash. So we're currently still waiting on the results. We'll just hang tight until we get a confirmation from Dinosaur, and then we'll jump into the spreadsheet one more time. If you're all still watching, definitely let me know what your favorite moment was in the season, or what your favorite race was, if you had any. Or if you got any suggestions on how to improve the league and maybe improve the viewership, the viewing experience as well. Oh yeah, the Nürburgring. I feel like the racecraft in these cars is super fun. Like, Big Willow is definitely one of those tracks that can like make or break you. It's one of the it really favors those who are consistent, for sure. Like if you're prone to making mistakes, Big Willow can be extremely punishing. Yeah, I personally like having cars that are a little bit slower that encourage like tighter racing packs. Sometimes when a league runs a really fast car, the like the aero wash from the cars makes it too difficult to pass, and then like you get a really wide spread out field because that's just the nature of very fast cars. Like the fast people are much faster, and then you don't really see much action or a lot of wheel to wheel racing the faster the cars get. Like every time I run academy practices, I'll try to pick a car that has similar characteristics to this Viper GT4, GR4. One of my favorites is the Red Bull Junior car. I'll power that down to like 140 horsepower, so it's like really slow, but it's got the specs of like a Formula 4 car. So it's like the same weight, probably a little bit more downforce than a Formula 4 car normally has, but it's got the same power, the same weight, and yeah, I just wish it looked like more like a Formula 4 car. So when this new Formula car comes out in January, if it comes out in January, I definitely want to make like a maybe an F3 spec out of it if it can get detuned enough down to an F3 car's power. And then we could do a couple like Formula Fridays with that car. I think that'd be really, really fun. I don't think it will because it's not a legendary car. Because it's gonna be like a fiction. It's like a fictional GT car, right? So it's gonna be a fictional Gran Turismo car. So it's likely gonna show up in the Gran Turismo dealer, like the brand. And usually cars that show up there are only like $1 million at max. Or at least those types of cars, you know, like the F1500T, for example, the car that's like the Formula car that's from the 60s, for example. That one's like only $1 million. All right, so the official provisional results are in. Let's take a look. All right, so for Division 1, we got Willie taking the championship. And we knew that already going into this with 184 points. Dutra coming out in second place with a lot of momentum towards the second half of the season with 158 points in second place. Beto with a strong third place finish for Millstrom Motorsports. Congratulations to Beto. Anthony Colazzo jumped up into fourth place in the standings with a solid second place finish today. That was a very, very good race by Anthony Colazzo. Toasty takes fifth place, finishing in the top 5 for Rexy Racing with a 121. Jay Silva ends up in sixth place for Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing with 104 points. Arms away in seventh with 100 points. Azazel, his teammate, Bahamut Venom with 95 points in 8th place. 32 Nasty takes 9th. Ryder 10th. Sir Hames in 11th. S. Walker 12th. And we got a reserve driver for Gold in 13th with 45 points. In D1, D-Jax with 37 points takes 14th. We got Stoles, Luigi, Arya, Goran, and D-Slov. Thank you to our reserve drivers. Zukost wasn't able to finish out the season, so Zukost ended up in 20th in the standings. Tequila Monkey as a reserve driver with 10 points. Dinosaur, 9 points. And then Smokey, I guess the rest haven't actually raced, so they're just in the spreadsheet for some reason. All right, so Division 1 teams. We got Team.com taking the Division 1 team championship with the 256 points. That's full 30 points ahead of Massive Impact Racing. The Massive Impact Racing will take second place Maelstrom Motorsports in third. So I think Maelstrom Motorsports jumped up into third place. And let me check. Let me check the actual what it was before this. So Massive Impact Racing was second place going into this, and Rexy Racing was actually third place. So Maelstrom Motorsports jumped Rexy Racing in this last round and ended up taking that third spot from Rexy Racing. The Jolly Green Giants, fifth. So Jolly Green Giants didn't move any positions. They stayed fifth place. Bahamut Venom, sixth, and then Penalty Hunters, Oracle Racing. And so in the overall team championship, Team.com takes it with takes first place with 399 points. Bahamut Venom in second, so no movement there. Massive Impact Racing, I believe, was also third going into the final round, so they maintained their third place finish. Just 7 points ahead of Jolly Green Giants. So Jolly Green Giants actually was behind Rexy Racing in the overall team championships, so they jumped Rexy Racing. They jumped from 5th to 4th in replacing Rexy Racing by, 8 points. So Rexy Racing takes 5th place. Penalty Hunters, Oracle Racing 6th, and then Maelstrom Motorsports in 7th. And it actually got pretty close between Maelstrom Motorsports and Penalty Hunters towards the end there, which is 13 points separating the two. But overall, amazing championship. We had a lot of great racing, a lot of close championship fights. And in the end, it looked like Willie and Team.com pulled ahead with their consistency and their top 5 finishes throughout most of the rounds. I think Kip Dunkel and Cecil really stepped it up towards the second half of the season, and the momentum really shifted. So a lot of great stuff from all teams, actually, when you think about all the work that everyone's done and put, all the work that people have done for each round, all the preparation that goes into it. And it's crazy because, I actually get to see all the action that happens, all the communication that happens in the team threads. And there's so much collaboration. There's so much back and forth that people are doing to set up their strategies, set up their cars going into each race. The liveries as well. A lot of people working on the liveries and the designs. They're changing them every week. So it's really cool to see that. And it's unfortunate that no one else can see that but me, because I'm like the admin of each of the threads. And I really wish everyone could see that and see all the work that goes into each race. But if you're part of a team, you'll see that in your own team's thread. But it's really, really, really awesome to see. And then finally, just a huge thank you to Dinosaur. Dinosaur runs the league. He runs both races, organizes both races. He's the race organizer. Will handle VSCs. He also deals with substitutes, last minute cancels, last minute no shows. So huge hats off to Dinosaur. He put a lot of love and work into running this league, and it shows. And the initial design of the league too, of having 28 drivers and 7 teams, has been really, really successful, I think. So really, really, really appreciative and grateful for the things you do for LRC. And then everyone else too for making it such a good community. Every time we run the league, we have the ups and downs of the racing and the competitiveness during the league itself, and sometimes things can get a little heated. But in the end, it always ends up bringing the community and the group a little bit closer together. This whole season, I think, the initial sign-up roster for the league for season 4 was a roster full of people returning from previous seasons, which is absolutely crazy when you think about in terms of retaining people relative to other leagues. So again, huge thank you to everyone, to all the team captains that helped your teams and help your teammates improve. And then once again, like to all of our organizers, to everyone in LRC to make this really an awesome experience. So hats off to everyone. That'll conclude season 4. And then we will be doing a bunch of random stuff up until season 5, which will start likely around February of next year. But that doesn't necessarily mean we won't be streaming. We'll probably be streaming some other things during the off season. We have a lot planned, so we're going to be pretty busy still. So with that said, definitely subscribe to our channel. Hit us up with the invite link to Discord. Join our community. Chat with us there. We have a YouTube channel as well, which all of our races get posted. So definitely check us out there. I think it's just the same handle as we have here, LRC official _official. And then we'll see you soon. So take care.